back to my channel. I am really excited because today we are starting a whole new series. So as some of you already know, I have my live yoga series, which you can find under my live yoga playlist. So this playlist is going to be called Intentional Yoga Flows. And what that means is when you want to do a very specific yoga flow, like for example today we're going to be doing yoga for hips, but if you're interested in things like yoga for splits, yoga for back bends, etc., that's where you're going to find those yoga classes. So it'll just be a little bit easier to manage. As I said, we are going to be working on hips today, so you are going to be needing a strap. If you do not have a strap, you can easily substitute with a belt or some sort of kind of like scarf, I would say. I was gonna say towel, but I think scarf might be a little better. But definitely try to invest in some props. I use props in every single one of my classes because it just makes your practice even more accessible. Doesn't matter how flexible you are, you will always resort back to props on certain days. And you're also going to be using a pair of blocks. So with that said, let's go ahead and get started. So we're gonna go ahead and jump into a child's pose to begin. My little doggy's sunbathing, so we're gonna let him chill there, relax, enjoy his life. So you're gonna bring the feet behind you, let the tips of the big toes touch, and you're gonna go ahead and draw that forehead down to the mat. Now make your way into a comfortable position immediately. So that means your knees can either be separated with the belly folding in between the thighs, which I will be using this modification due to my pregnant belly. But you can also bring the knees together, let the belly fall on the thighs. Fortunately, I can't demonstrate that one for you. It's not comfy for me. But you can also draw the arms forward with the palms facing down. And if the knees are together, you can draw the arms behind you with the palms facing up. If you need a little bit of extra space, that's what these blocks are here for. So you can rest the block under the forehead. If the sit bones are super high up, this is what your child's pose looks like. You can rest the block on the forehead with the knees together. You can rest the block underneath the sit bones. Now again, knees together is a little hard for me to demonstrate, so I'm sorry if that's not the most beautiful demonstration, but you guys get the point. So overall, make sure that you find your space in a place of comfort. Start to close the eyes. Let the neck hang heavy, creating space between the shoulders and the ears. Allowing that forehead to be the focal point on your mat or on your block. Relax the muscles in your face and jaw. Relax the muscles in your back body. You can rock the forehead from side to side. Feeling the vertebrae wiggle by the base of the skull all the way down to the tip of the tailbone. And just softening your back body muscles along the way. And so we will share an hour together in class. During that time, allow yourself to just kind of focus on your breathing. Focus on the rhythm of the inhales and the exhales. And you can take any dramatic vibrational breath. Anytime you're feeling tired, your mind is wandering, you're distracted, so you can take an HA We're at H. Or fluttering of the lips. And remember that those breaths are there to help you soften the diaphragmatic muscle back up. So remember that as the breath, so the person. Meaning that if the breath is staticky, choppy, resisted, held, any form of uncomfortable, your physical body and your mental state feels it as well. So because the diaphragm controls the breath, as well as the lungs, of course, we can use those vibrational breaths to massage that diaphragmatic muscle, drawing our physical and mental state back into a place of relaxation as we just release all that no longer serves. And of course, this child's pose is for you, so if you're ever tired, uncomfortable, you need a moment to yourself, or simply don't like what I'm teaching, you can just come and jump right back into this pose. So with that said, we're going to softly begin. We're going to start to peel ourselves up. We're going to bring the hands to a shoulder width distance. If you don't know what shoulder width distance is, you can measure that by taking the palms, turning them, and making sure that those middle fingers are physically touching. Don't just have them staring at each other. Make sure that they physically make contact. Press your hands back down to the floor and then shift your fingers forward. That is your personal geometric measurement. Wrist, elbows, and shoulders are stacking in a straight line. Make sure you're not too far forward. Make sure you're not too far back. And spread those fingertips nice and wide. Try to make like an L shape with your index and your thumb so it makes it easier for you to grip the floor. Now go ahead and step the feet all the way back and come into a plank position. So as I said, wrist, elbows, and shoulders are stacking in a nice straight line. Shoulders and hips are slightly stacked. Squeeze your abdominal muscles. Make sure your belly's not just falling there. Make sure your booty's also not sticking too far up. If a plank pose is way too difficult, especially if it hurts the wrist, go ahead and drop the knees down and kick the feet up. Use a modified plank instead. It's totally okay. So from here, wherever you are, whether you're in full plank or modified, go ahead and start to press yourself away from the mat on an inhale. And on an exhale, lower halfway down, come into a push-up position. Hold that push-up. Come onto the knuckles of your feet, squeeze your glutes, press those hips forward, and as you inhale, squeeze the elbows to straighten out the arms, lift the heart. As you exhale, pull those shoulders away from the ears. Press into those palms, stay for one more breath. Inhale, and then exhale, tuck those toes, and send that tailbone up towards the ceiling for a downward facing dog. Go ahead and pedal it out. Bend the knees. Wiggle the hips. Shake the head, yes. And shake the head, no. And so now you're down dog. Those hands should remain in that shoulder width distance with the wrists, elbows, and shoulders now in a diagonal line. Turn the armpits to face towards the heart. Make sure those shoulders are nice and relaxed. Neck is hanging nice and heavy, so rather than looking towards the front of the room, you're going to be looking in between your toes. And your spine should be nice and long with the tailbone sticking up towards the ceiling. So for those of you whose back is a little rounded like this, what you'll do is bend the knees. And then using that core, push yourself away, keep those knees bent, and feel your booty beginning to poke up towards the ceiling. And you can softly maybe straighten one leg out at a time. Maybe both. Just starting to get deeper into this down dog, getting a nice stretch into the hamstrings. Stay for another breath or two. Inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. And on your next breath,
that, take your right foot right up towards the ceiling for a three-legged dog. Breathe in through those nostrils. And exhale, stepping in between those hands. Make sure that knee stacks on top of the ankle. So this is where you're gonna use those blocks. A lot of common mistakes I see is people taking a runner's lunge like this. Very incorrect. You're not doing anything other than just falling to the floor here. So if it's hard for you to stack your foot all the way forward, you can take those blocks on their tallest setting, give yourself a little space, and now you got the space to bring that leg forward. As I said, knee is on top of the ankle. Not too far forward, not too far back. And we're gonna use those blocks so we can lengthen our spine, open those collarbones, and pull those shoulders away from the ears. So once again, heart leads the way. We don't wanna round our back. Nice deep breath, inhale. Squeeze your back leg so that you're not just hanging there. And on an exhale, start to pedal yourself back and forth. Back and forth. Back and forth. And you're just gonna kind of open up those quads and those hamstrings. Let's go ahead and open the hip up a little bit. So those hands are at a shoulder width distance. You're gonna take your right foot and stick it on the outside of your right hand. So from left to right, you have left hand, right foot now. Take your right big toe and turn it at an outward rotation, so it's pointing in a diagonal outward. And now you're gonna open up the knee and the inner hip with that. And once again, just kind of pulse yourself up and down, opening up that inner thigh abductor, opening up that hip flexor. Take your left hand to the center of the mat, twist through your spine, reach your right hand up. Squeeze your left butt cheek, continue to press those hips forward. Inhale deeply, look up at those fingertips. Exhale, right hand comes down, step your left foot forward, hang heavy into a forward fold. So forward fold, you're gonna take two fists and place them in between the arches of your feet to measure out your inner hips width distance. Now forward fold is a little bit hard for me because I'm super far along in pregnancy, so it's a little bit difficult for me to breathe here. So what I'm gonna do, and if you're like me, you can take a pair of blocks, place them on their tallest setting, and kind of modify instead with a half lift, supported half lift. If you are in forward fold, as I said, two fists all the way in between the arches of the feet, making sure they touch the arches, and just hanging heavy in that forward fold. Alexa, play volume on 3. Toes and heels should be facing towards the front of the room in a nice straight line, making sure they're not buckling in or buckling out. Belly should be folding right on top of the thighs. So for those of you whose back is rounded like this, just like you did in that down dog, you're gonna bend the knees, you're gonna poke that booty up towards the ceiling, and notice how that belly falls right on top of the thighs immediately. Let that neck hang heavy right after. And you can grab elbow to elbow. You can shake the head, yes. You can shake the head, no. You can bend one knee at a time, wiggling out those hips, softening out those hamstrings and that back body. And keeping a micro bending in those knees, let's go ahead and start to slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, peel ourselves up to standing. And let your chin be the very last thing that rises. Feel those shoulders melting down as you make your way up to standing. And then reach those hands up towards the ceiling. Pinkies are going to turn to face towards one another. If the eyes are open, let's flutter them open. If the eyes are closed, let's flutter them open. Let's go ahead and take a look at those toes. Make sure they're still facing towards the front of the room in a nice straight line. So notice that they kind of started to turn outward or inward. That's a habitual pattern that you have just throughout your standing everyday life. Belly in, tailbone is down. Make sure you're not using a posterior pelvic thrust or an anterior pelvic thrust. Shoulders are relaxed. Pinkies are turned to face towards the heart. Once again, make sure that those shoulders are not hunching into those ears. Give that neck a little bit of space. And take a nice big inhale here. And out through the mouth, let it go. And adding a little bit of a back bend. Be careful with back bends. You don't want to just dump into your lower back, right? So what you're going to do is squeeze your butt cheeks and start pressing your hips forward. As you inhale, you're going to stretch from your belly button into your throat, lifting up the heart and looking at those fingers. So you notice here how you're in a nice small little back bend. Doesn't have to be super dramatic. If you want to get a little deeper, continue to squeeze all those muscles, belly to throat. Breathe in deeply, look up. And inhale, reach a little bit further up and back. Keep those shoulders pulling away from the ears. One more breath. Exhale, go ahead and swan dive back down, forward fold. Inhale, bring those hands up to shins or to thighs for a half lift. Nice flat back. So again, anyone whose back is rounded, you're gonna fix it by bending the knees and poking that booty backwards. And you should all be looking towards the floor. If you're looking towards the front, you're not in a nice flat spine, right? Make sure that you know that the neck is connected to the spine. So you want it nice and long. Take a nice deep breath, inhale. And as you exhale, go ahead and step your hands down. Draw your feet back. And let's chaturanga to our down dog. Inhale, push up. Exhale, plank. Inhale, push up, exhale. Inhale, plank, exhale, push up, and inhale, downward facing dog. Exhale. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Words are confusing right now. Who knows what's going on? Pedal it out. Bend those knees, wiggle out those hips. And let's do the left side. On an inhale, take that left foot up towards the sky. Three-legged dog. Breathe in. And on an exhale, step it forward. Bring it in between those hands. Use those blocks if you need to. And inhale, nice long spine. Shoulders relax. Paddle it out. Breathe in deeply. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Next breath, left foot comes out on the outside of the left hand. Turn those big toes outwards. Start to pulse yourself forward and back, forward and back, forward and back. Open up those hips. Taking that right hand to the center of the mat, twisting from that waist area, send that left hand straight up. Squeeze your right elbow so you're pushing away from the mat. Squeeze your right butt cheek and your right thigh muscle so your right leg is nice and active. And continue to open up that hip. One more breath. Look up at those fingers. Inhale. Exhale, left hand comes down. Right foot comes forward. Back into that forward fold. And this time we're going to go right into that back bend. So micro bend those knees. Sweep those hands up. Squeeze those glutes. Pinkies face. Lift the heart. Breathe in. Reach up. Reach back. And exhale, swan dive down. Forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hands down. Feet back. Chaturanga to down dog. So this time it's going to be your rhythm, your movement, your pace. So remember, it was push up. I keep saying push up first. It's plank, push up, up dog, and then down dog. And as you make it back to down dog, take a moment to breathe it out. Again, inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. And on your next inhale, go ahead and take that right foot up towards the ceiling. Bend your right knee this time and open your hip to the left side of the room. And you're going to take your right knee and draw some circles with it, moving it in a clockwise rotation to open up that hip. Get some of the synovial fluids in the joints, just moving around. One more breath, inhale. And as you exhale, step that right foot forward. Drop your left heel down and sweep those hands up for warrior one. Nice deep breath. And nice big exhale to settle into it. All right, warrior one. Right knee on top of that right ankle, just like you do in that runner's lunge. Activate that quadricep. You should feel nice work in that right thigh. Your left big toe is at a small diagonal, and you want that heel pressing down against the mat. So you have a nice stretch in your calf muscle. What we don't want to do, which is the biggest common mistake, is opening that left foot up all the way. When you open that left foot all the way, you are physically incapable of turning your hips forward. So small diagonal, it also makes it easier for that heel to come to the floor. Belly in, tailbone down. Make sure your booty and your butt, your booty and your belly are not sticking out. And as you inhale, draw your hands up towards the ceiling. Pinkies are gonna face towards each other. As you exhale, relax the shoulders and squeeze those legs. Get deeper into that lunge. 2 more breaths. Inhale and exhale. Once again, inhale. And as you exhale, open up to warrior two. So ankles line up with each other, right big toe, right knee facing forward. Left big toe is gonna turn to the left, and you're gonna turn your hips and your shoulders to the left as well. Spread your fingertips from forward and back, and then look forward, breathe in. Belly in, tailbone down. Again, make sure you're not sticking that booty out. Nice big breath. Exhale, squeeze those legs, activate that lunge. Right knee still stacks on top of ankle. 2 more breaths. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. And as you exhale, right elbow to right thigh, left hand to sky, side angle. Twist through your spine, make sure left rib is stacking on top of right, heart is facing towards the ceiling, and tailbone is tucked. Again, make sure you're not sticking that butt out. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. And if you want to go for a bind, as you exhale, send that left hand around the spine, hook it towards the right quadricep. Exhale, twist, last breath, inhale. Exhale, come out of it, and inhale, send that left hand towards the front of the room for extended side angle. So bicep is by the ear, the left hand is facing towards the floor. 2 breaths, breathe in, and exhale. Last one, breathe in, and as you exhale, take your hands to the inside of your right foot. So, legs have not moved, another common mistake. People tend to immediately move their legs. Keep them in warrior two foundation. Now, if you need more space, that's what you got these handy dandy blocks for, right? So you can bring yourself onto a pair of blocks, whatever tall, medium, short, or non-existing block setting. What is important is that you are going to round your spine here. So round that back like a scaredy cat. Let that neck hang heavy, suck your belly button all the way in towards the back of the body. And your hands should be on the inside of the right foot. So from left to right, you have left hand, right foot. Now in this position, you can either just kind of pedal yourself back and forth, or you can go for a bind. So you can take your right hand, send it counterclockwise under and around your right foot, either frame the foot or interlace fingertip to fingertip. Now let's hold it for 3 breaths. Inhale and exhale. 2 more. Inhale and exhale. Suck that belly in. Last one. Inhale. Engage those legs. Exhale. Come out of it. Frame that right foot. Step those hands back. Step those feet back. And chaturanga to your down dog. And paddle it out as you get there. Catch your breath. Breathe in through your nose. And exhale through your mouth. H-A. All right, let's go ahead and do the left side. Inhale, left foot rises towards the ceiling. 3-legged dog. Squeeze those elbows. Use your core to press yourself away from the mat. Bend that left knee. Open that hip to the right. And go ahead and turn it in some nice counterclockwise rotations this time to open up that hip Inhale, nostrils. Exhale, mouth. One more time, inhale, nostrils. And as you exhale, step it forward. Draw it in between those hands. Drop that right heel down. Breathe in. Sweep those hands up. Warrior one. All right, we know our foundation a little bit more this time, so we can just go ahead and focus more on the breath. 3 inhales, 3 exhales. Breathe in. And exhale. Breathe in. And exhale. Last one, breathe in. Exhale, open up. Warrior two. Once again, look forward. Belly in, tailbone down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one, inhale. Exhale, left elbow, left thigh, right hand towards the sky, side angle. Look up at those fingers. Breathe in. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Go for that bind. Breathe in. Exhale, twist. And as you inhale, draw that right hand towards the front of the room. Extended side angle. Breathe in. And exhale. Last one, breathe in. And as you exhale, draw those hands down. Bring them to the inside of your left foot. Go ahead, round your spine. Suck your belly in, let your neck hang heavy, and go ahead and kind of pedal yourself back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Go for that bind if you'd like. 3 breaths, breathe in. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. Last one, breathe in. And as you exhale, softly come out of it. Step that left foot back and chaturanga into your downward facing dog. Catch your breath as you get there. Inhale through the nose. And with an HA, let it go. One more breath. Inhale. And as you exhale, walk or hop the feet towards the front of the mat, back into a forward fold. And slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, start to peel yourself up. Maybe roll your neck up. Give it a nice full rotation. Feeling that chin grazing against the chest. And reverse it. Slowly, if the eyes are closed, open them back up. Wiggle your feet together. Let's get into a couple of little hip balancing poses. So we're going to start with a tree. Bring your hands to your hips, belly in, tailbone down. Bend your right knee and open up your hip at an outward rotation so that the knee is sticking out. Nice deep breath. Start to shift your body weight into your left foot. And as you inhale, slide your right foot to the inside of your left shin or thigh. Once again, tailbone is in, belly is in. Make sure your booty's not sticking out here. Nice deep breath. And as you exhale, draw those hands to heart center. Inhale to balance. Exhale to stay. If you're feeling nice and sturdy, reach those hands up for a tree pose. And as you exhale, shift those hands from side to side for dancing tree.
One more breath. And as you exhale, bring those hands down to heart center. And drop your right foot down. Go ahead and pedal it out. Bend those knees. Pedal out those heels. Soften out those calf muscles. And let's do the left side. Hands to hips. Bend your left knee. Shift the body weight into your right foot. Open up that hip. Inhale, slide that left foot up. Breathe in deeply. Exhale, balance. Inhale, hands to heart. Next breath, hands come up, dancing tree. And then shift your hands from side to side, moving into that dancing tree. And if you wiggle and wobble out of it, it's totally okay. Soft breaths, slow movements. Last one, inhale. And then exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Drop your left knee down, pedal it out. All right, from here, draw those toes back together. We're going to take a figure four. So bring your right ankle to the top of your left quadricep. So a little bit above the knee. Make sure you are not putting any pressure in that knee. Flex your foot so that the toes are facing towards your right knee. So you don't want your feet just hanging there. You want to activate the muscles. Belly in, tailbone down once again. Never stick your booty out. Nice deep breath. Find your balance here. Squeeze through your left leg, balance. Now inhale, bring the hands to the heart. Exhale, start to spend your left knee and squat those hips down for a nice figure four squat here. Open that right hip flexor outward. Breathe in, activate those legs. Lengthen through that spine, and as you exhale, relax the shoulders and maybe sink the hips lower, getting deeper and more active into those legs. 2 more breaths. Breathe in. Exhale, maybe get deeper. Last one, breathe in. Exhale, squeeze back up. Good job. Bend it out. Pedal out those heels. Bend those knees. Deep inhale through the nose. And exhale through the mouth. All right. Left foot comes to figure four. Inhale, balance. Exhale, stay. Inhale, hands to heart. Exhale, squat. Open up those hips, squeeze those thighs, squeeze those glutes. Breathe in, nice long spine. Open the collarbones. Relax the shoulders and exhale, deepen. Last breath, inhale. Exhale, maybe get even deeper. And then inhale, come back up. Good job, paddle it out. All right, here comes the fun position, fun pose. So you're gonna use that strap, and if you have a buckle, you're gonna go ahead and hook it around your right ankle. If you do not have a buckle, what you'll basically, like if you're using a scarf, you're basically just gonna take like a nice little hoop and then hook it around the sole of the foot like that. Once you've got that buckled in, go ahead and come back up. Feet come together. Belly in, tailbone down. Squeeze your inner thighs. Squeeze your glutes, squeeze your abdominal muscles. Inhale, pick your right leg up, knee to chest. Foot is flexing towards the knee. Once again, we don't want to hang in there doing nothing. We want to activate all the muscles in our body.
And as you inhale, open up your right knee at an outward rotation and go ahead and start drawing some clockwise circles to open up that hip. And if the hips are really tight, you'll probably just feel it right away from here. Stay for 2 more breaths. Inhale and exhale. 1 more time, inhale. As you exhale, keep that right foot open. So, take that strap and grab it with your right hand. You're gonna start to softly stretch out your right leg. Now, if you don't need the strap, you can grab the heel, the sole, the big toes, or the big toes, the sole of the foot or the big toes. And you're opening up your hip flexor while you're extending your leg. But you can also keep your right knee bent a little bit. Keep that core active. Breathe in deeply and exhale. 1 more time, breathe in. As you exhale, softly bring it down. Good job. Let's go ahead and switch straps. Move over to the left side. If you're wondering what I'm staring at, I'm watching my baby. She's starting to wake up, so just keeping an eye on her. All right, let's go on to the left side. So again, feet come together. Belly in, tailbone down. Breathe in deeply. Exhale to ground. Inhale, right knee comes up. Exhale, open it up. And go ahead and start with this time some counterclockwise rotations in your knee. Give it 3 breaths. Inhale and exhale. And inhale and exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale, keep it open. Take your left hand to that strap or heel, sole, or big toe. Open up that hip, make sure your spine is nice and long. Exhale, start to extend that leg. Open up that hip flexor. 3 breaths, breathe in deeply. Exhale completely. Inhale, keep those collarbones open. Exhale, shoulders relax. Last breath, ground through your right foot. Exhale, drop your left foot down. You can go ahead and remove the strap. And just kind of pedal it out. Bend your knees. Maybe kind of pedal your heels out a little bit, tippy-toeing. And then separate your feet to a hips width distance. Belly in, tailbone down, pull the arches of the feet up, reach those hands straight up towards the sky. Look up at those fingers, squeeze those glutes, press those hips forward, and inhale, lift the heart. Reach up, reach back. Exhale, swan dive back down, forward fold. From forward fold, come to a half lift, bringing those hands back to the shins or thighs, facing down. Inhale deeply. And then exhale, place your hands to the ground, step the feet back, chaturanga, back to down dog. And once again, catch your breath in downward facing. Inhale through the nose. And exhaling through the mouth. And on an inhale, take that right foot up towards the sky, back into that 3-legged dog. Breathe in. And on an exhale, step it forward. Bring it to the outside of your right hand. Let's go into that lizard twist that we started off with. So take those right big toes, stick them at an outward rotation, take a block, Squeeze your left elbow to press away from that block. Twist from underneath that belly button. Reach that right hand straight up towards the sky. Inhale. And as you exhale, twist further, reaching towards the back of the room. See if you can challenge yourself by looking at those fingers. Squeeze that back leg. One more breath. Inhale. And then exhale. If you'd like to challenge yourself deeper, go ahead and drop your left knee towards the floor. Continue to twist. If you'd like a little bit more of a challenge inside of your left quadricep, go ahead and bend that left knee and squeeze that heel towards that glute, reaching that hand back, maybe even grabbing the foot if it reaches. If you do grab that foot, make sure that you do it with your thumb facing up. That way your armpit remains open. You don't want to have the thumb facing down because then your shoulder closes. In order to get a nice reach here, it's mostly all in the shoulder being open. Take a nice deep breath. Inhale and exhale. Last one. Inhale. And then exhale. Bring that right hand back down. Drop that left foot. And we're going to move into a pigeon from here. Walk your right foot over towards your left hand. Open up your hip. Roll onto your right pinky toe. And then slide your right thigh and knee towards the mat. Make sure your hips are even. So what do I mean by this? If you end up falling over like this, and this is how you plan on taking your pigeon, this is where those blocks once again are going to come into play. So you're going to take a block to push yourself up and square out those hips. And then you'll take another block, place it underneath your right butt cheek. That way your hips are nice and even now. Sit bones are both equally on the ground. Make sure your left big toe is in a nice straight line with that leg. In other words, make sure the foot's not rocking in or out. Nice long spine, collarbones opened, shoulders relaxed. And if you'd like to get deeper, lead with the heart, maybe drawing the chest or forehead to a block or to the mat. Maybe crawling those fingers forward. Or maybe laying completely flat. Just making sure that you're not rounding off that spine and you're lengthening that spine instead, leading with the heart. And we'll stay for about 5 breaths here. Make sure you're nice and comfy. Breathe in. And exhale. Begin to take your last 2 breaths, inhaling deeply. And maybe melting a little deeper through the exhale. On your final inhale, begin to press those palms to the floor. And softly pick yourself up as you exhale. Step your right foot all the way back and begin to chaturanga your way into a downward facing dog once again. And as always, catch your breath and pedal it out as you get there. Wiggle the hips, bend the knees, pedal out those heels. Relax the lower limbs. Take another deep breath. And another deep exhale. And on your next breath, kick that left foot up towards the ceiling for that 3-legged dog. Breathe in. And step it forward as you exhale. Bring it to the outside of your left hand. Turn that left big toe outward. Post yourself up and down for a moment. And then inhale, twist that left hand up towards the sky. Breathe in. Exhale, reach it back. Inhale. And then exhale, option to drop that right knee down. Breathe in. Exhale, deepen. Inhale, Option to squeeze that left heel, that right heel towards the glute, breathing in. Exhale, maybe reaching back to grab the foot. Last breath. And then cartwheeling those hands back to center. Wiggle your left foot over towards the right. Open up that hip. Slide that right thigh towards the mat. Nice long spine. Adjust yourself as needed. And softly begin to lower yourself into that pigeon pose. Begin to take your last inhale. And as you exhale, press yourself up. Step your feet all the way back and go ahead and begin to travel into your very final chaturanga of the class. And once you make it down, back to downward facing dog. Take that last moment to pedal everything out. And then when you're ready, drop those knees to the floor. Sink the hips to the heels once again. Bring yourself back into a child's pose for a moment. And allow yourself to just catch your breath. Maybe you close the eyes here. Let yourself inhale through the nose. And exhale through the mouth. Maybe you take a moment to rock the forehead from side to side. Once again, wiggling the vertebrae from the base of the skull down to the tip of the tailbone. Relaxing the shoulders. Relaxing the muscles in the face. Relaxing the entire back body, hips. Feeling the breath as it slows and the heartbeat as it begins to soften. If the eyes are closed, slowly fluttering them open, softly beginning to peel ourselves back up. And then we'll make our way into a seated pose. We're gonna finish off with a straddle. So separate your legs as wide as possible and stick those booty cheeks out. So if you do have a leg super open but your tailbone is kind of tucked like this, you can either bend those knees a little bit to help you poke your butt out or just bring the legs in more. So glutes are nice and active here. Inner thighs, legs are working nice and hard to roll those inner thighs at an outward rotation. So kind of picture somebody is kind of like massaging your inner thighs outward for you, right? So those toes should be sticking straight up. You know, if you see them turning in, that means you're giving yourself an internal rotation of the hips. We want to give it an external rotation. So let's go ahead and make this a little challenging, just a little bit, by adding some core. Interlace those fingers, press those palms away from you, keep those shoulders relaxed, so make sure you're not hunching those shoulders up. Squeezing those legs on an inhale, hinge your pelvis forward and lengthen the spine forward. Hold this position here, act as if someone is pulling you towards them and at the same time has their feet in between your thighs, kind of just churning them outward. 3 breaths, breathe in,
Exhale, maybe hinge forward a little more. 2 more, breathe in. Exhale, keep those shoulders relaxed. Last one, breathe in, keep those legs active. Exhale, hands to the ground. So you can either crawl your fingers forward, or if you need a little support, you can also rest the elbows or the hands on a block, whatever makes this position the most comfortable for you. We are once again gonna hold it for about 3 to 5 breaths. So with every inhale, try to lengthen. With every exhale, try to open those thighs outward a little bit further. And maybe as you exhale, you can get yourself a little bit deeper through every breath. Activating through the inhales and melting through the exhales. 3 more breaths. Next breath, start to slowly peel yourself up. And I guess I lied because I guess those were more like 5 breaths, but I hope it felt good for you. Let's go ahead and give it a little bit of a twist. So start by turning your right hand in your twist your spine, bring your right hand to the inside of your left thigh. Keep those feet flexed. So legs stay active, glutes stay active here. Send your left hand straight up. And rather than just reaching all the way over, what you're gonna do is lift that rib cage up and then reach over. So you're not pinching into the right side waist, you're stretching through that entire left side body. Your spine is twisting, ribs are stacking on top of ribs, and heart is facing up towards the ceiling. So if you start doing this, you'll know that you're cheating. Cheating yourself in this yoga pose. Nice deep breath, inhale. Squeeze those legs. Exhale, maybe reach over further. 1 more breath, inhale. Exhale, back to center, good. Go ahead and twist over to the right. Left hand goes to the inside of your right thigh. Twist your spine, right hand reaches up. Inhale. Exhale, over. 2 more breaths, breathe in. Lift through that right rib. Exhale, extend through your right side body. 1 more breath, inhale. Exhale, come back to center, beautiful. All right, beginning to finish off now. Let me just go ahead and grab my singing bowl as we make our way to these last few moments of class. Go ahead and scoot your hips into your heels. And then bring your back onto the mat. And you can finish off with a couple of circles in your lower back, bringing the knees towards the chest and then just rolling them out. Feeling your lower back melting as you exhale. And then reversing those circles to the opposite side. Be gentle and be mindful. Notice if there's any tension in the lower back. Notice if one side has a little more tension than the other. And just try to be super soft with yourself. And then coming into a happy baby, separate the knees, draw the knees towards the armpits, flex the feet, and line the ankles up with the knees. Reach those hands up, open up those inner hips, pulling those knees towards the armpits. Now you can either grab the calves, the ankles, the pinky toe, or the big toe sides of the feet. Make sure your entire back body stays flat on the floor, especially those shoulders. So if you are grabbing the feet, this is what you look like. I want you to pull back and move to the ankles or shins instead. And once again, you can rock yourself from side to side. You can extend
one leg out at a time, or maybe both if you'd like to get a little bit further into those hamstrings and inner thighs. Finishing off with whatever feels good to you. And then bringing those knees back together and then slowly stretching those legs out to the floor. Flapping the feet open. Making sure your tailbone is tucked and your belly is in. So what do I mean? Try not to arch your lower back. People with a lot of lower back pain tend to do that, which is why we have lower back pain to begin with. Tuck your chin towards your chest so that it's not elevated above the forehead, relaxing the neck, relaxing the shoulders. Now you can either place your right hand on your heart and your left hand on your belly, or you can relax both arms by the sides with the palms facing up. Alexa, play volume to 5. Alexa, play volume to 5. Let's begin to close the eyes. Let's begin to take these last few moments of class and tuning the awareness into our breath. Allowing every inhale to travel to every space, corner of our body, and every exhale just kind of melting your back body further and further down into the ground. Sending the thoughts away and acknowledging if they come back for a moment. Trying not to add any attachment to those thoughts and just simply coming back to the sound and the rhythm of our inhales and our exhales. With every out breath that we take, feel ourselves melting deeper, deeper, almost dead-like, to the state of meditation that we call Shavasana. Time you can start to re-invite the awareness back into the body. Begin by wiggling the toes and curling the hands into a ball, creating a fist. As you inhale, bring your knees in towards your chest and then roll over to the right side, coming into a fetal position. Softly press your palms to the ground, gently picking yourselves up, coming into whatever comfortable pose means to you.
So you can take a straight leg, a wide leg, cross leg, half or full lotus. As long as your body is 100% completely at ease here. We're gonna finish the class off with an om, ringing of the singing bowl, and a mantra. So let's go ahead and close the eyes and resting the hands on the lap. Palms can either be facing up for receiving or facing down for grounding. Eyes are closed. Let's start with a nice big inhale. Hold it at the very center of the chest. With the eyes remaining closed, continue to breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. Eyes closed, begin to slowly bring those hands to heart center. And may all beings everywhere be free from suffering and from pain. May we be guided and may we be of service to others. Namaste. Guys, thank you so much again for flowing with me. If you liked that video, don't forget to subscribe, comment, like, share this video with whoever you want. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.